Welcome to another jam-packed MMA episode of the Kick in the Head podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Yao, and today we are talking EFC 125. This is the recap show, and tonight, help me break it down, is the villain himself, the man who loves his money, who loves his good fights, who hates parlay busters, the Kraken. Achi, welcome to Kick him in the Head. Welcome to the recap show.
Hey man, appreciate it. And I also hate Luke. I also hate Luke Michael, and I hate Ayan Laswani again. So like, let's get that right.
Okay, look, so I'm not going to take the first one because you know you know my motto. So,
Yeah.
look, I think with that said, let's get into it. EFC 125 last week Thursday, the card. Let's pull up the card. We had that major change, obviously,
Yeah.
in the Michael versus Insua fight, where Insua was changed to November, and we got this card. Everything else is the same. A few fights we didn't have odds on, but everything else was the same. How did you feel when you saw this card? Now, we spoke about it before the actual fight night. How excited we were to see Insua, and then how we felt
Yeah.
about them coming in. But on the day when you got there, the atmosphere, how was this card for you overall?
I would say pretty much the atmosphere was very lackluster. Like I could just feel everybody was expecting that Shadrach vibe. Everybody was expecting Shadrach to be there and maybe even show up just to greet the people, at least tell us it's fine. But he did not, obviously, because he's currently in recovery. And I heard Graham say he's like a year out from like competition. So like in the press conference, I think so. That's gonna be that's a kick to the groin if there ever was one. But to be honest, the show was exciting, but personally I personally hate the fact that we had like this lackluster of a main card. From like, yes, we got like a few knockouts. Shout out to Humphrey for getting like a submission win. But personally, the fights that we came in there to see didn't deliver. You know, Luke Michael was hugging people the whole time, just humping November. And what the fuck was Ayanda Zwani doing? Personally,
Yeah, look,
yeah,
I hear you on the main card. The main card was a tough main card.
yeah, it was a tough watch.
It was. But as I always like to say about the EFC, specifically about the matchmaking, they put they seem to be putting up the right matchups to build their divisions. They can feel that right now they had the flurry of the featherweight division with the Grand Prix, and now that's kind of died out because we have a champion. We know where we are within the featherweight division. So now they're trying to make sure that they're building up the other divisions, giving fighters fights, getting guys in like gosh, how's his name escaped me from Senegal? Diop.
Demba
Uh,
Sek? Oh, Diop, yes.
Diop in this on this card, or for example, Dembasek. So for me, I'm enjoying these cards because we need these cards to make sure that by the time we get to EFC 129,
Yeah.
130, it's absolute banger of a card because we've
Yeah.
seen these matchups coming. We've seen these guys grinding it out like Born his first main card. But look, let's get into the fight night. Let's actually start with the main event. You called it a hug fest, right?
A hump,
Now,
hump fest. I would say a hump fest. A hug fest, yes, but a hump fest.
so I wish I could say no, but unfortunately, all the pictures we have there are backing up your word. I wish I could deny it, but it is right there. It ended up being a hump fest. Luke did what we expected Luke to do. He came in, he threw a few strikes, and then he took Nombembe down, and then he held him
He
there.
he threw a
For
few
me,
strikes, but like when November was like trying to swing back, he didn't want to engage. He didn't want to engage. I think like Luke would stand for like what, like 30 seconds, then like start sprawling. No, not start sprawling. I mean, starts shooting for takedowns. So personally, I don't know, man. I don't know what this guy's fighting style is, but like I sure hate it. I sure hate it. you know, because he's not, because like he has all the sponsors and everything, and he's not being entertaining, you know, like because like I don't know, maybe it was the gods helping him out, but like even when I was at the press conference asking him the question, I was like, yo, Luke, like personally, after such a I wanted to say such a lackluster performance, but I watered it down, you know. But then I just said after his performance, um, would he feel that he is UFC material? Because like Luke is old, he's getting old now. I don't know. I think he's pushing 30, 32 or something, 31.
I think so.
You know, he's old. He should be looking towards doing big things now. But like he's still here. He's still not entertaining us. And I personally don't think Luke is even worthy of a UFC shot. Never, let alone a contender series. You know, he's kind of giving me Rudy Roots' performance at the contender series. You know, just hugging it out, taking damage, hugging it out. You know, because everybody was more excited that November was like striking more than Luke was just hugging, you know, like even the commentators, you know, even the comments. Come on, bro. It was sorry, sorry. Let me just lip everything out, you know, because I'm just riled up right now. Because even the commentary team was like saying like, you can't do that, you know, like you a guy in what 6 days notice and you can't literally take him out, you can't finish him. Then you say you want to go to the UFC. This dude is lucky if he's even lucky if even AKO can say AKO can sign him, you know? Like, yeah. Or maybe making it like on the maybe the first round of the PFL Africa. Personally, Luke Michael, man, you suck. You
Okay, so
suck.
I just need to come in there just to qualify that because I hear you. And he said so himself at the press conference. As much as he didn't address your question directly, he did say, "Look, I know it wasn't my best performance, but I came in here to get the W." And if you look at the fact that he has been out for a while, he was out for I don't know 3 4 years
Yeah.
when he had the injury. Then he came back. Then obviously, it's been a bit tough. He was basically 1 in 3 because he lost to JP Kruger and then he lost to Zakir Badat. So for me, this was him saying, listen, I need to make sure that I get back on the winning track because when you get back on the winning track, that's how you build momentum. Yes, the age is catching up with him, but once you get the momentum going, you get to an Ilya status. Yeah, I said it, right? Where the momentum carries you through and you can beat anyone. Don't look at me like that. And you can beat anyone. um, shout out everyone in the chats. Thank you for joining us live. Brendan Jenkins, Yao Yeboah, Andrew Nance in the chat. Thank you guys. Brendan says, tell him Kraken.
Yeah, man.
Look, I hear you, and I don't disagree that it wasn't the most exciting fight and that he needs to put on more exciting fights to get to where he wants to get. But the
Yeah.
fact is, he needed to make sure he got the title. He knows the mistakes he'd made in the fights that he'd lost because he's recently lost 2 title fights. He's not going to lose another one. So for me, it was him making sure he secures the W. Look at Ank. We didn't complain when Ank Alive wrestle fucked Pereira the
Yeah.
entire fight, and he won.
No, but
In fact,
remember he outstriked him. Remember, he outstriked him. He beat him at his own game. You know, he beat him at his own game. Yes, he wrestled him like I think in the later rounds, but like he gave us something that we thought we wouldn't get. You know, like so we were all of us were like every fight starts in the ground. Every fight starts in the every fight starts standing. I mean, sorry. Every fight starts standing. Every fight starts standing. Then Ankalaev beat Pereira where Pereira shines, you know, where Pereira shines every time. Every time Nomvemve would like, I think Nomvemve came in with a kick there. And like you could see like Luke was like very, very uh not at ease after that kick. Then what did he do? He went to his home ground and just took him down, you know. Personally, I think Luke Michael is he's a shame of a champion. You know, he's just
hey,
a huge shame of a champion. Because personally, listen, yes, he does win his fight. He won his fight. Congratulations to him for that. But like, listen, man, you have the sole responsibility to carry this card. You know, Shadrack Kuntue made sure he delivered at the press conferences, hyping this fight up, and you have the audacity to give us that shit fight that you gave us against somebody who was literally 6 days notice. 6 days notice. Come on, man. Come on. Like, bro, how was the press conference? The weigh-ins, the stare downs, bro. The stare downs. Everything built up, you know? And they gave us what, like a is it a Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza? You know? They gave us that.
Okay, so let's switch it. So I hear everything you're saying, and this is where I agree with Luke. And I said this at the presser, the post-fight presser, to Sia. I said, listen, we know that Luke is going to come in, and we said this before the fights. We said this right at the event. Everyone that asked me, I said, listen, it's going to be 1-2 double leg. If Sia can't stop that, he's not winning this fight. And the fact is, and this is what Luke said as well, the fact is, if you know what he's going to do, then stop it. If you can't stop it, it's not my fault that I'm winning. The fact is, you know he's going to go 1-2 double leg. Stop the double leg. It's that simple. And then you win. So let's talk about November's performance. If we all know, literally, we all know what's going to happen. Why? I know 6 days notice. I get that.
Yeah.
But it literally, like you said, he did one thing. You could be calling, if it's video games, you kind of just spammed, X triangle, L2 triangle, whole triangle, takedown,
Yeah.
double leg. That's it. So what about November's performance? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, personally, yeah, November, like he tried, you know, he tried. You could see with the striking, he wasn't there. He gave us the hype, you know. He tried personally, he tried, but like Luke was just, you know, Luke. Yes, Luke was like imposing and like obviously overpowering him on the ground game. But personally, man, it was Luke's. Like I think Luke has gotten to the. I hate to say this, you know, because he is nothing like Israel Adesanya.
Mhm.
I think Luke has come to the point where like we don't blame the challenger. You know, we do not blame the challenger. We blame the champion. You know, because you're supposed to be that guy, bro. We pay 2,000 rand for EFC tickets. 2,000 rand for EFC tickets. Then we get a main event like that. How am I supposed to feel about that 2,000 rand? You know, how am I supposed to be? Then he has the audacity to cry and thank God as if he just went through adversity. You know, that's what I hate also about Luke. He has that over dramatization of his wins, you know, after like crying, thanking God. And I'm like, bro, you were never in danger. You were never in danger. You know, yes, he's thanking God for never being in danger, but like, bro, we paid 2,000 rand. Give us a fight.
So you say that, right? And I hear you and I agree. Not the most exciting, but he won the fight. Congrats to the champ. We'll see
Yeah.
what's next for him, what the matchmakers bring up for him. Hopefully, it's going to be something.
Bharat is coming up. Bharat is coming up.
Yes, I know that's what Graham said he
Yeah.
wants, right?
Yeah.
But that's he wants to come up. Luke said he's ready because he wants to redeem himself. I don't think I want to talk about that fight right now. So,
Yeah. Because he's still bent out of shape because he tapped like a chicken that he is.
look, the thing is, but that's a beast, but that's a monster. Zakir Dragon Badat, as I call him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That guy's something else. So the rematch will be interesting. Let's see if Luke can do something different and if he can retain that middleweight or if we have another double champion, because we know what that means. If you get double champion status here in the EFC, you know where you are going. You know you're going right to the UFC. We've seen it, well, not right to. I mean, Drickers did have to still go through KSW, but nonetheless, it's a very, very good signal that you're on your way to the top. Uh, in the chat, Yao says Luke couldn't bring his A game against someone who took the fight on short notice. I don't think he's going to remain champ for long. Uh,
Yeah.
so my doppelganger
Perfectly.
seems to agree with you.
Yeah.
Shout out doppelganger, not my view. Cool. And in the chat, Brendan says, but that smokes Luke. Look, guys, we'll talk about that fight when it gets there. Um, I have nothing to say about that fight right now. I have man. But let's move on because very specifically because you were talking about a snooze fest. Now,
Yeah.
can we blame Luke if it just happened to be what was on the night? Because let's have a look at all the wins here on this card. These are all the guys that won, starting from the top with the main event, we had Luke Michaels defeating Sian Mbembe. Then we had Handru Bota defeating Ayanda Zwane. Val
Yo,
Rivens lost to Diop. Crazy heavyweight fight there. Kabanda
yeah,
versus Mulenga. Mulenga took that win. Bourne versus Vandenberg. Bourne came through as the favorite and he dominated in that win with a beautiful left to the chin. Was it a right? Not sure. Knocking out Tico Vandenberg. Then we had in the prelims where all the action was. Last fight in the prelims between Pedro and Santos. That was an absolute war. That
yeah.
fight,
That was a
Pedro
barn
won.
burner. That was a barn
Absolutely barn,
burner.
absolute barn burner. And then Dunn versus De Beer. Ruavan De Beer won that fight. Congrats,
Yeah,
Ruavan.
30
Shout out
seconds.
to De Beer. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
That was you know, we'll talk about this later, but I had a chat with him after that fight, and he's very happy with that win. Then the next fight we had Moyo versus Mokombio. That
that was
ended
a
in
nasty.
very tragic. Was an
Yo,
ankle twist, ankle break.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think something like that along those lines.
yeah. Mokombio was trying to go for top mount, and his ankle just twisted the other way. Then the fight before that, De Crescenzo versus Mulamba. De Crescenzo won that, two debutants. Then we had Nkonazi versus Richards. Pharaoh Spunky back in the winning column against Richards. Then we had Makane versus Guavava. Guavava took that one convincingly. Debutant, no, second fight, I think. And then we had Ngoma losing to a debutant once again in Isaacs. So that was the entire card. Those are all the wins from the card. Talk to me. The fights here. Which one got you excited? But I think actually let me start with the comments. Let's start with the comments. The 30 seconds heel hook by Ruavan De Beer.
Yeah,
Insane. What
it's
did you think
crazy,
of that,
bro.
especially after the losses he's just come off,
Yeah,
having lost to people like Triple S or Mando Subendle?
Cameron Simon. I saw him get mauled by Cameron Simon. You know,
Exactly.
I
So
saw
how do
him
you think?
get mauled by Cameron Simon. So I personally, I'm happy for the bear. You know, like he's come a long way, man. Like he's come a long way, and he's one of those people that he's a nice guy, man. You want him to win. You know,
Mhm.
you want him to win. So I'm so happy that he got that win. Yes, I was kind of hoping for. I think I picked Dan to win, right? And yeah, fuck him now. So you know, but
He's a new
like yeah, that
creator.
was yeah that I was so happy for the beer man. Like that's a big shout outs to him because everybody was saying he's looking to go out on a win because I think they were like teasing a retirement or something like on the they were teasing retirement. So I was happy that he could get that win and he could take no damage, because that means like he could fight again like soon. So hopefully he gets to come back to the UFC soon and he doesn't retire because we need people like him. We definitely need people like him
We
because he's been
definitely.
fighting.
I think the other one I want to talk about is the one you mentioned. Actually, I'm just talking about the ones you mentioned. Let's talk about, for me, the one that I was happy with the Michaels win, but the Zwane fight, Hamru
Yeah,
Bota versus Ayanda Zwane. I think let me go back to one of the comments that came up earlier from my doppelganger. I love Ayanda, but man was scared. You literally commented that he ran a marathon in the
he,
hex that
no, he
night.
ran a he ran a 4 minute mile. That's elite level. That's elite level running. A 4 minute mile. That's elite level running, and that's what he did. And man, to have the audacity to have like the Charles Oliveira tattoo on your back, to have the audacity to have that fading tattoo. It's a fucking fading tattoo on your back. It's a fading
The vibe.
tattoo. Like, man should fight his fucking tattoo artist. Like today, like bro, I'm a villain. Hey Yao, please, brother, please, brother, like, tell me this nigga didn't just fucking after. You know what's crazy about it? Yao, it's he. After the performance that he had with fucking Billy the Kid, then he fucking runs. Yeah, he fucking ran for 3 minutes in the first round. He fucking ran. Come on, bro. Hola. A good evening, my brother.
Salute
Shout
to you,
out
Just
to the
Kraken.
saying.
Fight Week
I'm
show.
good,
Ola,
bro.
thank
I'm
you so
riled
much
up.
for coming.
I'm riled up, bit. I probably said fuck way too many times today because fuck, man. Zwane, bro. Zwane, I don't know, man. Dude like Renner, elite level. He ran an elite level of 4 minute mile, with the running, and he should be ashamed of that. Like coming, oh yes, I remember. After the press conference, my source told me apparently Swane had a fucking ACL. He tore an ACL during the walkout, and I'm like, bro, how can you run a 4 minute mile
On a torn ACL.
with a on a torn ACL, bro? Dude was jumping like he was playing hopscotch. He
Look,
was jumping like he was playing hopscotch, and you have the audacity to tell me, yes, I know Ola's gonna shit on me and give me a lashing and say, yeah, shout out to the guys for stepping in the cage. Uh, shout out to the guys for stepping in the cage. But trust me, brother. Trust me, bro. Like, shame on you and Yandazwani. I even came here and told them I made you better. I made you better. I came on here and told everybody that I made Ayandazwani better.
so you're saying
Shame
he's
on
standing?
him. Shame on him. May he not fight until
Okay,
December.
I'm gonna stop you there. Okay. Listen. Ayanda's fight was tough. He ran. I understand after the Billy performance how he didn't want to get caught. So it is what it is. But I think let's hear from the man who has just arrived. Fight Week Show, Ola. How you doing, bro? We're talking about the card. Tell us. We just talked about Ayanda. We've talked about Luke. Tell us about those fights. Which other fight got you excited, got you riled up on this card?
No, big up to everybody in the house. I see Brendan. I see Yao Yaboa, aka Kanye, bestie over there. Big up Kanye. Salute to everybody in the house. Look, when you look at the card, it wasn't one of those that like gripped you with excitement. Even the main event, but I thought the main event was gonna go. Do I sound okay? What's it sound like? The audio's all
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Good enough.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So I always think, um, the Luke was always going to fight like that because that's his strength, right? And
That's what I said.
bro, that's his strength. And we try to one Kraken over here. Is determined that Luke must fall. And yeah, you and your co-hosts, yeah, you know who the gang is. Me and Yahweh, we're not in it. We're not in it. You know, I'm trying to say me and Yahweh not in
Yeah,
there.
Luke stands, bro. Straight up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. So me and Yah, we're not in that camp. But yeah, shout out to Luke Michael on that win. I know people are talking about Badat now, and it makes sense for Badat to go up because Badat has a win over Luke, and if Luke really wants to show that he's the governor at 185 in the EFC, then that fight. I don't think it do everything to make that fight happen, unless Shadrach comes back before they could mix that fight. You know what I mean? So if he heals well enough and it feels good enough and all of that, but that's what I'm saying. That's the caveat. That is just a caveat. I'm not expecting that to happen, but that's just a caveat. But for me, I expect to see Badak go up, and yeah, there's the co-defendants there. Yeah, there he is. There you are, Brandon. Brendan, there you are. There you are,
We don't
Brendan.
agree with you, Brendan Jenkins. We do not. Luke, all the way
Salute,
to the top, we say here.
salute to you, though, Brendan. Man, I fuck
to
with
the
Brendan.
top. Look all the way to the top when he's
He's
always
at
on
the
bottom.
he's at the top, man. He's at the top
No,
right now.
no,
He's
no,
the
no, no,
undisputed
no, no,
champion
no.
at the EFC for 185 division. He's at the top, bro.
Yeah, he's
Regardless
at the
of
top.
regardless of how
He,
you want to say
he,
it, regardless of
yeah,
how you want to look it, yeah. this is not even like a look glazing. Like we told you this was gonna happen. So I know that you're feeling some type of way that it didn't go your way, and that's all right. That's all right. You win some, you lose some. Although you've been losing lately, you know what I mean. The table says it. The
No, he
table
hasn't
says
been
it,
losing
man.
lately. He
You know?
hasn't won, period. Ah!
Uh,
That's what the table tells us. The table don't lie. You know what I'm trying to say. So
yeah,
what for me, but that definitely next for Luke if EFC can make it happen. And with Ayanda, I have to say I was very disappointed. Those were the two real fights that I really wanted to come onto the table to look at, apart from the Omar Kumbio fight, which was really really unfortunate for Christian in transition when uh, look at the hair. Uh, Top of the transition and twisting his ankle. But for me, Ayanda the power. I've said it. I said it time again, and I heard what you was just saying from your sources, your ITKs, and what they told you about the walkout for Ayanda, and he still went in there like a soldier. But to me, that's the aftermath right there. He still went in there like a soldier, but that's the aftermath, right? But what we do want, I said it in the preview. I'm I'm getting tired of seeing Ayanda with heart. I said this the last time.
Yeah.
I want to start seeing them hearts turn into wings. You need to start. We know you got a heart, bruv. We know we know you got a dog in you, bro. We know all of that's there. We need to start converting them into wins. And yeah, now we know the aftermath. Like you might have turned the ACL, but we don't want to put excuses out there. You know what I'm trying to say? You still went into the cage, you did your thing, and you made it difficult for the opponent. That shows heart, especially if the injury that you sustain is is a fact, and to go and perform in that way, yes, but on the record, it's not going to record you got injury. We want to start seeing them turn into W's because we know that it's giving good enough performances to get them W's, but for some reason it's not translating, and we need that to translate because we can all see the heart's there, the skills is there, the brother can fight. We know all that, but we need to start winning, bro. You know what I mean? I'm only saying this because we want that success for you, brother, and we love you. We know you're down to earth, brother, and but them wings need to start coming up, and if that means take a little time out, get yourself together, get back to the drawing board, do all the stuff that you need to do to come correct and start bagging up wins. Because the last three fights could have been easily wins for Ayanda, man. Easily wins. Because it was right there. The heart showed it. It was in the fight every single time. But yeah, it's just disappointing to see him come away with another loss here. But you know what? Uh, you don't lose, you learn, and we're wishing you a swift recovery from this injury, if indeed you do have an ACL. So yeah, we wishing speedy recovery on that one, brother.
So 100%. I think this card was decent. Is the prelims were eye opening with how many debutantes won their fights for me. For me, that really signified the quality of stock that the EFC is starting to bring into the organization. Because we have these guys that we've known for a while, the Yandazones, etc. But now they're bringing in all these guys with O records who are either coming from good amateur backgrounds or from the other promotions, amateur promotions in South Africa. So, for example, Isaacs came in and he absolutely destroyed Ngoma. Guavava came in, he absolutely destroyed Makane, who we all picked, but we'll get to that. And I think for me, that was the one thing that I enjoyed about this card, was seeing how the the debutantes performed on the card. Moving to the performances of the night and the bonuses of the night. So, in other words, the fights that we probably should really be talking about right now, the ones that the EFC very specifically has seen fit to give these awards too. And obviously, we'll pitch in to say what we think. But fight of the night, Pedro versus Santos. Not sure if you guys watched that one, but for me, that was definitely fight of the night. Head kick attempt after head kick attempt. You can see there the coolest kid, Emerson Pedro. Definitely one of my favorite fighters. I'm always screaming in the crowd, kick him in the head, shoot that in la cabeza, which is Portuguese for kick him in the head because this boy is from Mozambique.
We're not surprised, motherfuckers.
Uh, half my family. Oh, and he's surprised with that head kick. Oh, he's surprised Santos with that head kick. And we know Brian Santos is an amazing fighter. So look, that fight was great. Those boys went to war. Those boys went to war. But Pedro came out with the win happily on my side. Very happy to see that. And then the other performance bonuses went to Armando de Crescenzo. Like I said, those debutants who you don't know, they come in with great performances. He had a finish, Terrence Bourne, heavyweight finish. Oh, he cold clocked our, I think I'll call him our parlay buster, Tico van den Berg, because I had him deep on all my parlays and he busted every single one of them. Then we had Adama Diop with a heavyweight KO, which was beautiful. Then we had Dante Humphrey Mulenga with his first submission. And I don't know why Armando appears twice. Maybe he got a double bonus. I don't know. What do you guys think about the fights that, or the fighters that got these performance bonuses at EFC 125?
For me, I'm gonna go with.
Okay, let me start
Oh
with you.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh, Ola, you go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
was
Go
gonna
for it.
say, you know what? I'm gonna go with Diop, man. I mean, that was a violent finish, bro. Like Diop wanted to get arrested for murder charge, bro. Like the way the way he delivered the finish there. I mean, I've always said he's a savage fighter, man. Yeah, I want to see more of him in the EFC, and with performances like that and claiming bonuses the way he did, he's gonna be up there pretty soon. And yeah, same goes for Mulenga, but I leave something on the bone for my friend cracking over here.
Yeah.
Crack.
I would say Humphrey. Humphrey, people aren't scared of Humphrey anymore. Humphrey's becoming human. Did you see what Kabanga did? Kabanga was like, he was ready for him. That was like the crazy bit. That's the one thing that I noticed about that fight. Because like Humphrey has lost that aura, man. He's lost that aura, that mauling, taking people out. Yes, he won in the first round via submission, which is his first time. Yes, I guess that shows that he's developing as a fighter. He's developing as a fighter. But personally, I think people aren't scared of Humphrey anymore. People are gonna stand and trade with him. And I think Iga Cabeza showed us that Humphrey can be ragdolled. But like personally, um, Billy the kid, not Billy, sorry, Pedro. Pedro, like his performance was just so impeccable. Like, dude was, like I said, you was screaming, kick him in the head. I was screaming, kick him in the head, and he was kicking him in the head. So, shout out to him,
Mm.
But also, Adama, Adama's a savage. Adama's a savage, man. He swings and he swings for the fences, and he does not care if he gets caught, but he does swing, and that's people we need in the EFC. Exciting people that are gonna show us the true power. Like I personally think that they should be marketing people like him, just like Francis Ngannou. You know, like just maybe somebody can check how much his knockout power is. Like his knockout power, just measure it, just like Francis Ngannou. Personally, yeah, man, like Adama, Humphrey did well. I will not lie, but like within that first round, we saw that he's not the same guy he is. So I think maybe that's a good thing, because then he doesn't get to take people out in the first round as much as he used to, because then if he's able to fight and get into wars, and I think this might be a resurgence for Humphrey, or this could be the downfall, because I saw something, man. I don't know. I just saw something that Humphrey is human, and that's something I've never seen.
So With that one, I hear you about his humanity. You know, me, I always defend most of these fighters to the death, but with his humanity, here's the thing. He's now been training at
Yeah.
CIT. He knows he's got the power and the striking, so no one really wants to trade with him, even though Block did. However, where it then comes to, quite frankly, his size for lightweight is something to
Yeah.
marvel at. That man is as tall as most middleweights. So how he's packaged is where he also has the added advantage. So I think he needed to show we've got two powerful guys here that could knock each other out. I don't need to take the damage. I don't need to go too deep. Let me show the new skills that I've learned. I'll trade with him, and then I'm going to take him down and finish him, which is what we know Team CIT guys do. So for me, that was the performance he needed to show that I'm not just a knockout artist and give me those fights that will be exciting, barn burners, but I can never really get to the title because all I'll do is come up against smileys and they'll submit me. What's the point then? Which is why I support Luke, because it's saying, listen, you know what I can do, who I am, so beat me wherever it is that I'm fighting right now. And he's developed his game to say, I have more places that you need to beat me at. So for me, that was a great performance. But I have to give it to Bourne. As much as Tico Vandenberg might not be the best choice, and also he did go up. I think if we have a quick look in the chat, Brendan did say that Tico did move up to heavyweight from light heavyweight. That's not easy. So you've got these guys who are hitting harder than you. They're stronger than what you're used to at light heavyweight, and you could see it show in that fight. He got hit and he didn't get up. It was really bad. So for me, that Bourne performance is also pretty good. And then, like you said, Diop having a big heavy hitter in the heavyweights, Senegalese fighting out of Aries as well, international fighter, great poster boy. For me, these performance bonuses were definitely worth it. I think just a shout out to Tami Sotasha. Wait. Sotasha. I'm not sure I got it right, but in the chat, we would be remiss if we did not mention the leg break from Christian Omokombio. Shout out to Christian Omokombio. We hope that you heal up soon, but that leg break was nasty. Ola, let me come to you as his countryman. When you saw how he was performing, now Guy Moyo is no slouch. He's a very experienced fighter. He's been through the mill. He's fought some very good fighters, Sylvester Shifambu, etc. He was holding his own against Christian up until that point. How did you feel when you saw his leg break, and where did you think the fight was going? Did you think Christian was going to win it?
Look, I always thought Christian was gonna win. Well, at least that's part of my blind optimism. As my countryman, you even on other card, I mean other promotions, where it don't matter what promotion it is, we carry my flag. You're gonna get my support, and ultimately, it didn't quite work out for him. The injury looks gnarly. It looks gnarly. Wishing him speedy recovery. I mean, to break your leg like that is in the way that it happened is just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, yeah, especially for the preparation. His team put together his camp. Putting all the preparation for them to go against Moyo. And everybody know Moyo is no slouch. He's been around. He's got a wealth of experience in compared to Cristiano Mokombio. But to see the injury ended like that is yeah, it wasn't nice, but he's gonna heal up. He's gonna take some time up, take some time off, try and heal up. But there's definitely something there from Christian Omokumbio, and I think EFC is the right platform for him to be able to showcase his talents. Um, he has it, and with time, a little bit of a little bit of just going back again to the drawing board and honing on to what he's good at. I don't think this injury should put a damper on his stock too much in terms of the way the fight ended and the fighter that we know he is or he can be. So yeah, it's disappointing, very very disappointing. But what we're gonna do? This is the game. This is the fight game, and we've seen it happen time and time and time again. The heavyweight champion of the world in the EFC lost to cut his blade through injury in Tom Aspinall. you know. So like these things happen. It happens. I've seen, one of my guys in the Brian Ortega dislocated shoulder and just lost the fight. There's so many things that happens, in the fight game. You can get injuries like that. Plenty of cases of injuries happen, but this one is a bad one. And yeah, we wish him speedy recovery, man.
Uh, from your perspective, Achi, you were in the arena. We were both in the arena when that happened. How was the audience around you? Because I know around me, we were like, "What? What? What
Yeah,
just happened?" I was there with my son. He's like, "Break his leg." I was like, "Yeah, man, that it's like this." How was the environment around you? Because you're closer to the commentators, closer to Hotso, you're closer to. How did they react to that
it
injury?
was nasty, man. Everybody, because like it broke. I think because it broke while Kabanga was I think on top of him, right? We didn't necessarily see it, right? We only saw like it was just facing that way, and it was then we fortunately saw the replay, and everybody was like, "That was nasty, man. That was nasty," and like it shaped up to be like a really good fight. So we were denied a really good matchup, you know.
Mm,
Yeah, speedy recovery to him, man. But like, to be honest, man, I hate to say this, but like, I think this is the sport that makes you see the dangers that these athletes uh, put themselves into. Like there's no way that you could just have somebody, then you get like you break your leg and there's another fight coming. You know,
Mm.
there's another fight coming. Like it's not. I wouldn't say it's not shocking. It's like we know that these things happen. You know, we know that these things happen. So personally, I think this is the one of the greatest sports ever, man. And big shout outs to him. I'm here to take you with me and leave this world behind. Come with me.
Yeah, we're here to take you
leave the
away,
world behind.
Kraken. Yeah, shout out to
So
Kraken, man.
shout out to Kraken. And shout out to Tommy So Klasha in the chats. Yes, it was a brutal fracture. One thing for sure is that it hurt mentally as much as it did physically. Yeah, it's one of those injuries where you might heal up physically in 6 to 10 months, but the mental journey to get back takes years. We saw it with Chris Weidman, took him a long time. We saw it with
Yeah.
Anderson Silver, took a while. Conor McGregor still isn't back. He hasn't fought. We're still waiting for Conor. So yeah, it's one of those that really takes you back. So I hope he isn't too devastated by it and that he does come back sooner rather than later. Um, welcome back, Ahi. I think
Thanks, man.
with that said, let's get into my favorite part of this recap show for now, as long as I'm at the top. But welcome to our underdog parlay competition. To anyone
Yeah.
who is watching, does not know the underdog parlay competition, we have an underdog parlay competition where we pick 3 underdogs a week on an EFC card. The winner of the week is the one whose product of the winning odds is the maximum on the week. You have to pick a minimum of 3 dogs, and the highest score wins. I think I already said that. Oh, and you can't pick a dog that is less than 2 in terms of decimal odds in South Africa, which a few people protested, but unfortunately, I'm a tyrant, so I don't care. Plus, there are bonus points, black sheep, upset jackpot, and bonus multiplier, which came into play this week for 2 of the participants in the competition. And I'm lagging again. Oh, death by my internet.
Ah, there he goes again. Let's hold it down, Ola.
You know,
Oh,
No,
you're
he's
back.
I think I need to get sponsorship from MTN or Vodacom or Telcom, because right now this internet situation of mine's a joke. Like
yeah, man.
seriously.
Win the sponsorship from them. I mean, what you do? What you doing with that wall spot betting money you keep getting, man? Like all that money
Well,
you be getting for wall spot betting. Huh?
shout out
Are
Wolf
you?
for betting sponsor our show.
Yeah, man. Because hey, wall spot betting, man. You know what I mean? Your guy over here is always backing Luke, man. The least you can do, You know what I mean? It's do
Throw him
something
a
for the
bone.
Wi-Fi, man. You know what I
It's
mean?
just
Do something
internet.
for the Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Shout out to S Dog MMA in the chat. Yes, we are your
That's
African
the
American brothers.
bro Sterling. That's my boy right there. Big up
Three
Sterling.
African American brothers, right? That's how we
Yeah,
do
man.
it.
That's what I mean.
Okay, so let's get into the underdogs parlay competition. Brendan says that this week for him it was an absolute shambles. Yes, unfortunately, Brendan, you scored
Yeah,
zero.
I feel how.
Kraken, Ola. Okay, so let me pull it up. Actually, let's have a quick look at what everyone picked. If we have a look at it, only two dogs that were picked on this card won. Sian Mbembe was picked by four of us. He lost. We had Kabanda, who's picked just by Achi. He lost. We had Valmerans picked by Joel. He lost. A bunch of us went Vandenberg, the new parlay buster king. Between him and Makane, we can call them the parlay buster kings on this card. They both lost. We had Rian Dunn, who lost in 30 seconds to Ruo van der Beer. But the dogs that won were Isaacs, who I picked, and Moyo, who was picked by Leroy. Those are the only two fighters to win on this card. So therefore, we got the black sheep bonus points. How do you guys feel about that?
Don't ask me how I feel. You already heard how I feel, man. What are you
No.
talking about? How do you guys feel? Hey, Cracker, how do you feel?
Hey man, man, all I've been changing is picks like mid card, man. Like all us a shady competition, man. I hate this guy because he comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, dog, everybody's losing except me," and I'm like,
Well, you say, are you saying he knows the answers to the questions?
"Bro, trust me, bro." Like he's always like, "Yeah, man, everybody."
Yeah, his Wi-Fi is gone again. So yeah, let's smoke
Yeah,
him anyways, man.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Let's
Like,
flame him anyways. His Wi-Fi is gone again. He's gonna come
yeah,
in here talk about how do you feel, then freeze, and then you know what I mean. Look at him. Yeah, look at him. I
bro.
mean, look, Kraken don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. I like the way how, you had the answers to the questions, and you didn't disclose it, bro. You didn't disclose it. You know what I
Look,
mean? I thought we were brethren. I thought we was family at this point, bro. That's what I thought we were. You didn't share
Nah,
it. You
this is a
you kept it
tyranny,
to
bro.
yourself.
We're just slaves here.
You get
so
me?
what
Unpaid.
happened was I changed Makane at the
Mandela will be
last minute
pissed off with you in
because
his
I
grave right now, brother.
internet.
Yeah. You know what? That's karma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he gets. That's what he gets for changing his picks mid fight.
That's
Every
karma.
every yeah, everybody's winning except me. I was like, oh, for real? So it's like that, huh?
Yeah, that's what happens. We know what happened.
Bro, y'all was crazy for that, man. Y'all was crazy for
Not
that. But
even
like this
Kanye knew the answers, man. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all kept the answers for himself. You know what I mean? Not even Kanye knew the answers. Y'all kept the answers for himself. He didn't even share it with his lady, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
None of our underdogs even came through. That's tyranny, innit? You know what I mean?
yeah.
When we're talking about tyranny, there is no democracy here, man. No democracy. You know what I
Very
mean?
much so, bro.
That's moving like Mugabe and Idi Amin all in one go. What is this?
That's how us African Americans do it. What can I say? Am I back?
No, no,
Can you
no.
guys hear me?
Just talk about the
Yeah, you bet.
Ghanaian in you, man.
Yeah.
That's the Ghanaian part of you right there, man. You know what I mean? Don't try and bring other nations into it, man.
Uh, so
I can't
yes.
believe you kept it away from Kenya.
What slide is up here? Like suddenly my slides have disappeared too. Can you guys see the slides?
Yeah, we can see upcoming fights.
Um, Literally my internet's so slow I can't even see my own slides. My gosh. Well, let me move on in the
Don't,
meantime.
yeah, don't
We were
worry about
talking
this.
about the
Look, you
underdog.
won. We don't want to hear you
Yeah,
gloat about you winning,
yeah.
anyways. Let's move on. That's
So
what
you
you
guys
get,
were
man. Your
saying that.
internet news, the world don't want to hear it.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. You know what? I'll give you guys a break. Just this week.
No, your internet's giving
And
you
in
a
terms
break.
of you know, I don't know. It's bad. But I lied. I'm not giving you a break. Let's go to that scoreboard so you guys can see how you did. There's no break. No such thing as a break. Break for what? Um, I'm the only one who scored. I scored 7 points. I got 2.3 for Isaacs, and Leroy got 7.05 points. He got 2.05 for Mario, and we both got an extra 5 points because we got the black sheep bonus. Let's put it full screen. That's more relevant, isn't it? Right? Yes. Okay. Top of the table. Let's get this go. 37 points clear of the competition. Let's have a look at where Kraken is. Oh gosh, Kraken, where are you? At the bottom. Sorry, bro. And Ola, what happened? You were third, now you're fifth. Oh gentlemen. Oh gentlemen. Oh gentlemen. How are you feeling about this competition so far? Are you gonna do better than the next round?
No
Okay, I'll
comment.
stop.
No comment.
You're shameless, you know. Like, you're shameless, bro.
Very.
Bruh.
Okay,
The
let's look at
self
upcoming
glazing on
fights.
this guy. The self glazing on this guy.
Look, that card was a disaster for all of us. I think, as we saw there, everyone got zero.
For all of
Except
us.
Roy.
No. You can't be talking about all of us. Like,
Look, I got lucky and I pushed everyone to Vandenberg and he busted all our parlays. That's my bad. I changed Isaac at the last minute. That's the only reason I got those points. This was a bad week for all of us. We
You
got lucky.
changed You changed the Isaacs after he fought. That's what you did. You
So you
changed the
see, this
Isaacs
is why I
after he
send
fought.
it to you guys. So there's always evidence. Always evidence. Before 1 p.m. on Fight Day.
Like before Kozo announced the results, that's where you were. Like change your Isaacs. Yeah, I got Isaacs on this one.
I'm with you, Kraken, man. I'm with you, Kraken. Don't worry, man.
But let's move on to the upcoming fights now. Here's the list of the 2024 EFC champions and how they have fared in 2025 so far. So far, we've lost three champions. That's Rudy Roots, Big Anthony Morel, and Edson Machavani. But we've had defenses from Faiz Jacobs, Zakir Badat, JC Lamprecht, and now Luke Young Gun Michael. Who do you guys think is next? Are they going to put Martin up next? Is Iga healthy, or does Juliet defend her title? Because
How
there's
about let's
still
ask you? How about let's ask you? Who do you think is winning, Badat or Luke Michael? How about let's ask you?
who's going to win.
Yeah, Badat or Luke Michael.
Oh, I think when Martin fights, the best person in welterweight would be, the welterweight division is a bit tricky, and he's training with half the guys because right now
Answer
everyone
the
says
goddamn
CI.
question.
I'm not answering that question. It's not the time. It's not the time. When we get to that prediction show, I will answer. You're not gonna steal my picks now. Yeah. Someone will win that fight, and I'll be happy because I love both fighters.
Man said so win that fight. Unbelievable.
But yeah, so that's how the champions have fared so far in 2025. Now, I think I want to quickly jump into the next card in terms of upcoming fights. EFC have announced the bulk of their card for EFC 126, and it is a banger. They played the trailer at EFC 125 showing well, at this point, let's call it South Africa versus Russia, is essentially what it's shaping up to be. They did South Africa versus Brazil recently, and that was a stunning card. Really enjoyed that card. So now, this Russia versus Brazil, I think it's them giving these guys the right opportunities to get to where they want to be, which we all know is at the top, which is the UFC. Seeing these matchups for 126, which fights are you guys looking forward to? I think let me start with this one. For me, it's definitely Willy Viljoen. I'm a huge fan of this kid. I met him after his very first fight. He was so excited. Did his first interview with him after his very first fight at the EFC, and to see where he is now as a champion, to see him carrying 18 stars out of Pretoria, like it's just real goodness from him as a champion. All the things that you were complaining about, Achi, for me, he embodies all that. Although he's just won the flyweight championship, it's not. This is his first defense. He hasn't been there forever, but for me, I really enjoy him as a fighter. I really enjoy how he fights. So I'm so excited that he's now defending his flyweight title, and basically bringing a good fight, international fight, to the EFC. So thank you, the matchmakers. As always, I say thank you, the matchmakers, because they've been doing a great job recently. Really enjoying all the fights. Kraken, let me come to you. Of this 126 card, what are you looking forward to?
I'm personally looking for Lucky, man. Personally looking for Lucky. Can we just read that? Oh, come
Oh,
on. Just
I wanted to hear this first, then we're gonna cap off the show with those two
okay,
cards.
cool.
Go for it.
Cool, 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 cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Lucky coming back and getting into winning form, man, because he was one of the big prospects that I was rooting for to win, to become champion, like one of the few, I would say, um, true underdogs, true underdogs that were gonna make something out of themselves. But I don't know. So I'm kind of warming up to Vendra. So Vendra, like he's after his fight versus Team Nah, bro. Bro keeps failing up. I don't know how, but he keeps failing up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. Look at him; he's on the main card, like fighting Gift Walker. Like obviously, I have to hate on Tinkerbell while Brandon's here. So, but yeah, man, like this card is this is the type of card the Kraken would black out before watching the main card. This is the type of quality and regret his whole existence. Because you're like, what? I blacked out of like this stacked card. Um, but yeah, man, Zondi, I could go on. I could go on. Uh, yeah, because like before I think before he lost, like I sent him a message and I was like, yo, bro, please don't rush it by rushing to the UFC. You're still young. Just get a few names in your fight record. Maybe like I was kind of thinking he would go to Russia, but like shout out to EFC for bringing Russia to him. Shout out Graham for that. Shout out Ashley. Yeah, yeah, that's it, man. Like I could go on. I could go on.
Before you do go on, because we will go in depth at the next preview show, Brendan says that Zondi is running from Nathaniel Kumana. Oh, Brendan, you're spicy today. Ola, how about you? Sorry, I'll let you tackle that one in a second. Kraken, I know you got a lot to say about that, even though we disagree. Ola, on this card, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely give Day Walker for me. I like Give Day Walker on this card. I like Zondi on this card. I like Van Rooyen on this card. So those are three already exciting fights on the main card. Hopefully they're able to drop another one there. I see the space is still on the still on that fight card there on that fight card bill. But for me, almost all the fights on the main card is very very interesting. But the one that I like the most is definitely seeing Give Day Walker compete. Shout out to House of Tinkerbell. And this is a thing. Like I don't always hate or like the people that Kraken hates just just for the show of it because we don't even plan this shit. Like what I mean? I just happen to like the people over here and Kraken loves to go the other. It's just mad like that, man. But yeah, I fuck with House of Tinkerbell, all those guys over there. Peace, JP Kruger. Hope he's enjoying his retirement and Gift, of course. Even Shadrach, was working with them for some time. So they got some good guys up in that gym, and I respect the work that they do in there. And I think Gift is one of the talented fighters up in there. So every time he steps in the cage, it always makes it exciting. And yeah, I like to see what it comes out with next. So salute. Who's that?
Sounds of 75 says, hey,
Yeah,
that's Ola from the Gunners channel. Yes,
yeah,
it is. Big up, Ola. You a celebrity, bro.
Yeah, man. No, big up sounds, man. Yeah, that's a separate work. That's a separate work. But salute to you, man. Salute to you. Big up.
Now let's quickly jump
I'm
into
also good friends on Yao. You know what I mean? Not just Lee Gunner's friend, but big up friend on Yao as well. You know what I mean?
So before we continue, let's quickly jump back into the chats. A message here from Ayanda came in a few minutes ago. Ayanda says, definitely not a good performance at all from me. Unfortunately, injuries do happen. No excuses. Brendan Jenkins, keep it real, even in person. After recoveries, we'll be back to old self. Brendan, keep that same energy as Crossover MMA would say. Do shout out Crossover MMA on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, comment on his content. Don't listen to him because he thinks Hamzat will beat DDP, but great content from Crossover MMA. So based on
Be
that
your
comment
own
from
people,
Ayanda,
Cross. Be your own people.
hey, but I'm asking them to subscribe. I'm just saying if he says that Hamzat's going to beat DDP, watch, but don't listen. There's a difference. Anyway, hold on, let me come to you first regarding Ayanda's comments. So he acknowledges that it wasn't his best performance. Which is something you want to see from a fight, acknowledging that it's not their best performance. Actually, no, wait, let me come to you, Aki, because you said we should put it up. You see this from him coming now, and you were talking all kinds of smack at the top of the show. He's acknowledged that, look, he knows it was not a good performance. What do you have to say?
When did he have the injury? You know, why didn't he go to the hospital? You know, because
They're
we
already on the
need
wrong
that.
way.
Bro, come on, man. Trust me, you know.
I'm
Like,
going by what your sources told you. No,
yeah,
that was your
yeah,
source.
yeah. I'm
He said
telling
it
you
was
that.
already on the wrong way.
Yeah, you know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like he has to say that. You know, he has to confirm that. You know, he has to confirm that because, like, personally, bro, I'm not for the excuses, man. I'm not for the excuses. Like Brendan said, you know, Brendan said, Billy the Kid did a number on him, you know, and that looks like the case because he refused to engage, but he was engaging, and he has been a good striker. You know, he has been a good striker. You
Put the
know,
comment up again.
yes,
Let's see the comment.
yeah, you know, he has been a good striker. But personally, man, like, I'm not for the excuses, man. Like, Ayana Zwane, we believe in him. You know, personally, I believed in him. Let me say past tense. You know, I believed in him. You know, and like I said, man, yes, he's 20. He's like 26. So, you know, he's like 26. But like,
Are
bro,
you saying now that Ayanda now needs to go back and earn that belief that you have in
yeah,
him?
hell yeah. You know, because like, personally, it's like he's ruining his career. I think his fight record is like what, 5-4 now, 4-5. I mean, it's like in the negatives. You know, it's like in the negatives. And bro, you can't do that with your career. I know. Who am I to talk? I'm not a fighter, you know, but I'm a journalist, and I come here to express my opinion, and my opinion matters. You know, like personally, I think this guy should just like take a break. Like he says, like he's gonna be after the injury recovers. That's the thing. You shouldn't do that. You know, sorry to get in his head, but like you shouldn't do that. Just take because he should see his record, and like otherwise he's gonna be a Sovandle. You know, he's gonna fight every guy and he's gonna lose to every guy, and he's gonna be a journeyman like Petey Coxon. You
Hey,
know,
don't talk about
no, 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 no,
refs.
no, no, no,
Remember
no,
who
no, no,
you
no,
talk.
no. This is you gave me a platform. I will say it. What I need to say. Okay, I will say what I need to say. And
Hey,
this
Kraken will
personally,
not
bro.
be muzzled. Yeah,
Yeah, I
He
will not
will
be
not be
muzzled. You know,
censored.
and
Kraken will not be muzzled.
I will have the same energy that I had in the before the show started.
Bro,
You
I
know,
fuck with it. I fuck with it, bro.
yeah, you know, because personally, he's gonna ruin his career. You know, he's gonna ruin his career if he keeps on doing this. You know, he needs to go back to the drawing board, and he needs to figure something out because you
Hold
can't
on.
be doing that. You can't be doing
So
that.
Brendan is making a fair point in the chat saying, what happened to his prediction of a sub? Because if you predict a sub, it means you have a certain game plan, but the performance and the prediction are incongruent. They don't tie together. My opinion is that
Yeah,
it's mind games. You know, if I tell you A, it's like Marab saying, "Hey, I have an injury here. Oh, I'm injured there." he's not actually injured. He's trying to distract you so you think you have an opening. So I think it was distraction. But what's your opinion on that, Ola?
Um, look, I don't, well, I can't confirm or deny whether it's a distraction, it's a distraction or not. But from what we're seeing from what we saw on the screen from Ayanda, it looks like it's confirming that there was an injury. And unfortunately, injuries happen. Is what he says in that comment. He typed it himself, so he's confirming that he's got injury going into the fight. When he got the
That just
injury,
sounds like excuses to me.
well, he
That just
also
sounds
put
like
no excuses.
excuses.
He
Nah,
also
that
put
just
no
sounds like,
excuses.
nah. It's like
Look, I'm not
it's like
defending him.
it's like
I'm not.
him saying it's
Hold
like
on.
him saying I'm not racist. I have a black friend.
Yes, I'm not. Look, this is what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not defending it. I'm just going by what the comment said. Me and you, we've already expressed
Yeah,
how we really feel about Ayanda's performances. And like I said, forget this fight that just happened. Even what about the last three fights? Because like I said, you was in those fights. You didn't have injury in those fights. You was in those fights long enough, worked hard enough to maybe even win it, but you did not convince them judges to make the ref put your arms up. And that's what I need to start seeing, converting those hearts and tough fights into wins, because he's been in a lot of them. And like you said, the record is not looking like, not so. I mean, if I'm a new fan and I wanna pick a fighter to follow, and I go and look on your records without looking at your fight, only the hardcore guys that be following you, that look at your fight, can say, oh, you know what, we actually can put some kind of context to your fight, because we've been following it. But if I'm a new fan and I come and look at your record, I'm looking at a new fighter to follow, I'll be discouraged by the record. I'll be discouraged by your record, right?
yeah,
So that's what we need to change, and it's still changeable. It's still changeable. You're still very young, and like I said, all he needs to do is go back to the drawing table, to the drawing board. If you're injured, wish you speedy recovery. Get back to the drawing board. Um, and I know it's easy to say as an armchair fan, because that's what I am. I'm a confessed armchair fan. Yeah, I sit in my chair at home, drinking my beers, watching you guys beat the crap out of each other for my entertainment. Yes, I said it. I'm trying to say. So, but the fact of the matter is still this: you still need, I don't know, maybe you need a new management team, or people that can help you decide, who you're gonna get into the cage with. You need people to help you, those people to help you make better decisions with and game planning a lot more, than what we've seen in recent times. And like we know Ayanda got it. The skills are there. The brother can fight. I said it earlier on. He can fight, but he needs to start turning those tough fights into wins, and that's the only reason we're even speaking in this way. Ayanda, what I'm trying to say. So, we know you understand. We know you're a good brother, but the cage is merciless, and you know we're not the ones to tell you. You're the one that going to put your body on the line, to experience that. So it's about start getting them W's, because that's all that really matters in this sport. It's all that matters in this game. You know what I mean? Get them W's. Any means necessary. Get them
Look
W's.
at Luke. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Get them
fuck
And
you,
W's.
so
fuck
Kraken, you
you,
can't,
fuck
no, 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 no,
you.
no. You can't
No,
complain
It's
about
fuck
it, no,
everyone.
you.
You
it's
can
it's
say
true though, Kraken.
you
It's true
get
though.
the win however you
Let's put
want.
let's put
But
the bias and the hate aside. It's the W's that really matter. It's the
La la
W.
la 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 la.
It's the- because you was gonna say, hey, you know what? Yeah, Luke's record is gonna be 7-7 by the next time I come on here. That's what you said.
Yeah,
Well, so W's matter, because it's not what you thought it was gonna be.
and it becomes
The W
momentum.
did that. How boring it was, or whatever everybody wants to call it. It's a W.
that's not how you
W's
make
matter.
fans, man. That's not how you earn fans,
W's is
man.
a good way to
After the
start.
No,
W's.
W's is a good
imagine,
way to start.
Ola. Imagine me inviting somebody, making them pay 2,000 rand. of their money. And I'm saying, bro, this is EFC is the best thing since sliced bread. And I bring them, and Luke Michael fights. And he does exactly what he did. And he does exactly what he did. That's the type of fights that turn away fans, to be honest. That's the type of fights that turn away fans. And look, remember when I said Ayanda Zwane made me a fan by showing the heart that he had in the Willie LaRue fight? And I personally took credit for him doing that.
But
We need,
imagine you're a new fan the other day, like on Thursday, and you see Ayanda's performance and you see his record, and you're a new fan.
Wait, isn't Vanilla Rue a rugby
That's
player?
that's that's the point that I was trying.
no,
That's the point I'm
for,
trying to make.
no, Billy the Kid, man. Billy the Kid,
Oh,
my bad. Billy the Kid. you know but like, yeah, you see, so that's what I'm saying, like Ayanda Zwane, Luke Michael, it's the same performance, like they turn away fans, and hey man, please make this exciting because we're trying to grow
Kraken
the
just wants
sport.
that skyline, innit? He just wants
look,
that GT. He wants that
Come
Nissan. He
on,
wants that
man.
skyline, bro.
Like, that's the thing, I just, like, to be honest, man, these guys are just, we growing this sport together, guys. They need to make sure they need to make sure, instead of just pulling up and just wrestling or just running a 4 minute mile like Ayanda did. Like, we can't have that, like, yes, he had an injury, but like, he was running, bro. He was playing hopscotch in the ring. He was playing hopscotch in the cage. Like, to me, if you said you had an injury, it could have fooled me. you know it's like somebody
Probably,
saying, yo, I'm sick. It's like saying somebody saying, I'm sick, and they out here like laughing their ass off at work. Be sick then. Be sick then. Like, you're
hey
injured,
man,
be
I'm
injured.
not
don't
hey,
being
don't
sick.
don't
Kraken is the
don't laugh.
type of guy that will
Yeah,
see
I'm not. No.
Kraken is the type of guy that will see a normal looking person parking a disabled spot and think, bro, you ain't disabled, but
Yeah,
you forgot this brother could have a sickle
Fisticuffs.
cell, like
yeah.
disability that you can't see.
True, true. But Jay, man, come on,
just
man.
just because
Like,
I heard that was hopscotching, and maybe you can do that with the ACL. You know, who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe you could do that with the ACL. And you said he could have fooled you. Maybe he did fool you. Maybe he
come
fooled.
on, man.
Maybe he fooled all of us. Maybe he
Yeah,
does really
yeah,
have an injury. I don't want to make it as an excuse. I just want to see him because he's not making excuses himself.
yeah,
Saying these things
yeah.
happen. These things
He's
happen.
not making an excuse while making an excuse. It's like, like, it's
These
just
things
like I
happen.
said.
These things
Yeah,
happen.
just,
You still gotta put it
yeah,
out there. And he didn't put it out there. You did. He
yeah,
didn't. You did. And because you brought it up is why he spoke on it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We went with your sources. But for me, I'm looking at it this way, yeah. I think there has to be better planning the with the fight. I'm not saying select fights, but also be a bit selective. Like you said, making an excuse while not making an excuse. Don't make it
yeah,
look like you're selecting fights, but be a little bit more selective. Don't just take every fight that comes your way. You know what I'm trying to say? Like almost like choose your battles carefully. You know what I'm trying to say? So and that way you can build back the record. Obviously, I'm not asking you to fight cans, but you can build back your record to where it's respectable, and then we see what happens with it. But for me, it's the recovery first. Get healthy and get back to the drawing board. And you gotta take a different approach because the approach that he's been taking so far is not working. That's the cold hard truth about it. Whatever it is that you've been doing this last 4 5 fights, it's not working, bro. It's not working. You got to change it. You got to change it. And
Gents,
that's all
thank you
I
so much.
that's all I got to say.
Let me jump quickly into the chats. Gotta bounce. Shout out Leroy. Yes,
Yeah.
one gray hair for Kraken after all of this. Definitely, we like many gray hairs. Yes, Kraken woke up and chose absolute violence against the EFC fighters today. Much love to Ayanda and Luke, who his violence has been directed towards. All other songs kind of for you. The group chat was really quiet Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today. It was startlingly quiet. Even S Dogs had to scream what, and we all screamed what back at him.
Bro, it's not every day that you're top of the table in that group chat that you gotta. I gotta make people feel miserable and stuff. Like I do that, but sometimes I take a little time off. I'm not like a tyrant, a 24/7 tyrant, like Yao over there. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do like to give the group chat a little break.
Like, be humble. Yeah.
Yeah, one of
Why?
those. You know what I mean? And then and we'll see what this card brings, and hopefully Yao is further down the table, and
Never.
maybe even basement jacks might just overtake the blood clot.
Just watch what me and that bot are about to do. Look, this is my favorite comment. Yes, I'm very happy that Luke Michaels' win has made you very unhappy this week, Kraken. It's brought out the
Bro,
anger.
like, fuck. Why does he keep getting away with this? You know, fuck. Fuck.
But hey, listen, maybe the universe is aligning for him, man. You know what I mean? So it's got to work for somebody.
He's going on a 12-0 run now. I'm telling you. But gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Look, EFC 125 was absolutely fantastic. As always, at Head Kick Pod on all platforms. That's where you can find us. Do comment, like, and subscribe. Kraken,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
Hey, man, they can find me here. Kick him in the head, baby. And yeah, I just started something. Kick him in the head podcast. And like, I just started something. Free range CTE. Free range CTE. I'm gonna be coming up with really dope content. I think I'm gonna express all my frustrations, like the Ayanda Zwanes. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start venting my anger. I'm gonna start venting my anger because my girlfriend told me I needed therapy, so this shall be my therapy. And yeah, man. Yeah, catch me on that.
We're gonna tune in to watch you crash out, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna be there to
Trust
watch
me,
you
bro.
crash
Like,
out, man.
that's the
Tyson.
one thing I'm gonna be doing right now. But other than that, it's Elite Slap Sports but like I've got a lot of shit going on right now. But like, yeah, Head Kick Podcast, Elite Slap Sports. Amen. Hola, my back was hurting last week. Get me back on the Fight Week show, man.
You're sounding like Ayanda right now, bro.
Get me back on the show, man. Get me back on the show.
You're making
Like,
excuses while saying you did.
No.
Yours is a real
No. My back. But I told you, bro.
Hey, bro, this guy is making excuses about injury to his back when all you got to do is sit down and fucking talk.
Sit down.
And you're going to
and
make
talk.
excuses. You're going to
Nah.
talk bad about a brother that has to go in there and fight with injuries, bro. You know what I mean?
With a
I needed you to
busted
just
ACL.
sit there in front of your camera and talk, and you're making excuses about your back. You know what I'm trying to say? But when Ayanda says my leg, you say, no, you're hop skipping. Oh, you could have fooled me. Bro, I saw you talking on the internet that night. You could have fooled me.
Bro, trust me, bro. Like, I was out, like, yeah. But yeah, man.
Hope you're
Like,
feeling better, man. Hope you're feeling better.
yeah, man. Like, cause
I'm just giving you-
even at the EFC, I was like, oh shit, my back hurting right now. But like, I'm gonna just ride it out. But like, I'm back now. Yeah, let's do it
Yeah, man.
every day, every
Just stop shakedown tomorrow. Yeah, man.
yeah. Let's go. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Come on.
But yeah, man. Kick him in the head podcast, man. Find me here every time talking shit. Yeah.
And Yao's frozen. I was waiting for him to ask me where people can find me. People can find me on the Fight Week show. Dust Up Shakedown Wednesdays. We got Fridays for the prediction show on the Fight Week show. And you see Yao around there.
Yeah, tell us, Ola. Where can people find you on socials? What's happening on your side, Fight Week Show?
Yao's back, ladies and gentlemen. When he watches
You
this
missed the-
back, he's gonna be
And
when he watches this back, he's gonna be
He missed the whole thing.
already up.
He missed the whole thing.
But yeah, I've already told people where they can find me, Yao. So you can lock off the show now before this show does any more damage. It gives you any more CTE, bro. You know what I mean? Just lock off.
Yeah, that's the free
Am
range
I
kind.
back? Can you guys hear me?
The free range CTE, bro. Yeah, you're back.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
I am back. Oh,
Yes, you are.
Just lock off the show, bro.
I could see it all, but you guys couldn't see me. That was what was crazy. But yeah,
Cracky,
fantastic,
should we kick
fantastic.
him in
And
the
you will
head?
find
Should we kick
out
him in
the
the
fight
head,
Yeah,
Cracky?
show tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna kick
He's
you out
supposed
in the
to
head. Kick him in the head.
kick him in the head, baby. Let's go.
I'm not back. Listen, until
You're
next
back.
time, everyone
Lock
who
off
is
the show.
listening, don't forget to kick him in
Kick
the
him in the
head.
head.
I'm trying my best. Kick him in the head. Anyone?
Push
No
the
takers?
goddamn button.
Kick him in the head.
Push the goddamn
no?
button.
Kick him
Push
in
the
the head.
goddamn button.
That is crazy.
Am I back? I've ended the stream. I've tried. I've clicked end
You
stream.
have not
but
ended the
are we
stream
live?
because we're still live.
Your
I don't know
internet
if we're live.
is
We're
I
still
have no
live.
idea. Let me check my YouTube
dealing
because
with
I've clicked end
separately
streams.
right
Just
now.
says end.
We're
I
still
did
So
push
your
the
live.
button.
internet is your
Oh,
Wi-Fi is
I-
refusing to end.
Bro, it's
Oh,
jammed. I don't even know.
Oh, the button's
Oh
jammed.
no, we're out. We're out. We're out.
Hold on, did this brother just said the button jammed?
Yeah, we're out.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Like, thank God we're not doing some
They
freaky
cut-
shit after
they-
this
hey.
live, because like otherwise we'd be trending right now. Head Kick Podcast would be the number one rated, number one trending
Hey,
podcast.
I don't plan to.
He's
do no
frozen,
freaky
like
shit
Elsa
after
again.
this, man, you know. I plan to go and eat my dinner, and Yao's button is jammed, and I'm trapped up in here.